Good morning, Q&A day. I've got 4 questions. One to do with pre-logging your food. Logging your food, maybe not eating your food. Like, what do we do with that? Thoughts on rebounding, my thoughts on red light therapy, and bloating. This client feels really good in the morning, and then by the afternoon, she looks 6 months pregnant, she said. Is that normal? So we're gonna start with the first question. It says, what happens when you pre-log and don't eat everything you've logged? You need to delete food, or you force yourself to eat everything that's left at the end of the day? Seems weird to me. I know we're supposed to eat at regular times, but this is really hard in my line of work. Sometimes I really struggle with this. So this is a pretty loaded question. I encourage my clients to track their food, not just to calculate what they're eating, but to be more mindful of what they're putting into your body. Logging, food tracking, it's simply a tool to help you be accountable, to help you, like I said, bring awareness to what you're putting into your body. This client said she struggles hard with like regular meal timing because of her line of work. And so in this situation, instead of like eating 3 meals and 2 snacks, I suggested to her that she eats 3 meals, 3 main meals. Try to get most of her calories in those meals. If you're eating like 600-700 calories per meal, that's fantastic. When I switched to doing that, so many things changed for me. I lost the food noise that I used to like, that used to just follow me around. Back in my bodybuilding days, gym science or gym bros would say, you need to eat 6 times a day, constant eating every 2 to 3 hours. And I would just like eat like a bird. I didn't eat full meals. I basically snacked. And that led to like some blood sugar dysregulation. If you haven't read my reel or gone and watched my reel, watch that today. But it led to blood sugar dysregulation. It led to me always thinking about food, like always being hungry. I wasn't satiated. Now to go back to, and I guess I'll just say, now that I eat like big meals, I typically eat 3 meals. Sometimes I'll eat a snack just because I am eating about 2,300 calories, and eating that much food in 3 meals can be a lot sometimes, just because quote unquote clean foods, a lot of fiber foods, protein foods, those foods keep you full. They make you full pretty fast, compared to, I like using the analogy of like potatoes versus potato chips. I think I read at one point in time, don't quote me on this, but in a bag of like Lay's potato chips, there's 7 potatoes or something like that. Again, I could be wrong. If you ask me to sit down and eat 7 potatoes, like there's no way that I could do that. And I'm talking like big potatoes, not just the little baby potatoes. But anyways, getting back to this question, I do encourage my clients to log their food in advance to help them plan their day. It helps to ensure that they are getting sufficient amounts of proteins, fats, carbs, and in this case, she said, sometimes I just don't eat everything. Do I force myself to eat? No, don't force yourself to eat. I'm assuming that not every day looks like that. If you are constantly under eating, again, that's bringing awareness to your habits, and then you can change something when you are aware of it. Women are prone to undereat. I see it all the time. I don't know if it's just in a desperate attempt to lose body fat, or it's diet culture. We're told to like skip meals. We're told to like shrink ourselves and make us as small as possible. I'm really trying to change that narrative and make you as strong and resilient and empowered as possible. We can eat a lot of food, you guys. And And we need to support our hormones, to support our thyroid, to support our organs. So many women are eating at their BMR or below. This is their basal metabolic rate. And then like non-essential functions of your body end up slowing down. So then you have digestive issues, you have energy issues, you have hormone issues. You may develop some illnesses due to your body just not getting the nutrients that it needs in order to thrive. So I know I'm going all over the place because this question it's a really good one. There's a lot in this question. So, okay, force yourself. No. I guess I pretty much answered everything that she wanted to know. Just think of pre-logging as like a flexible roadmap of what you should be eating in order to feel your best. Now, before I go to the next question, if your goal is indeed to lose some body fat or gain some muscle, then yes, calories do matter at the end of the day, but I'm really trying to get away from that narrative of like under eating to lose body fat, because you can actually eat, like I said, a lot of food, and magic happens when you're eating at maintenance or just below maintenance. You get to feel amazing, energy, stable moods, better sleep, sex drive, better workouts. You build muscle. And by building muscle, that is what changes your body composition. That gives you confidence. It makes you feel sexy in your clothes and naked. When you have like a toned body, you can't tone a body that doesn't have muscle. And I see that happen so often with just like overdoing the cardio and cutting calories in hopes that you are just going to see that number go down. But at the end of the day, when you do see that number go down, you're still not happy with how your body looks, because what you're missing is actually muscle on your frame. All right. Such a good question. My thoughts on rebounding. I love rebounding. I actually have a trampoline right there in my office. And I will go on it more so in the winter. I love to get outside in the summer at every opportunity that I have, and especially right now when I know that summer, or yeah, I was going to say winter's knocking. But rebounding, love it. It is fantastic for your lymphatic system. It's great for detox. It's exercise. It's great for muscles, for bones. It's great for like uplifting your mood, moving your body. Any type of movement is beneficial. It's great for your brain. It's got like mental benefits. What else do I have here? Can support digestion, movement. I know I'm a huge advocate of like going for a walk after your meals. Sometimes in the winter when it is flipping cold outside, I will go on my rebounder after meals instead of getting dressed up and going for my 10-minute walk after meals. It, like I said, supports detox. It helps immune function, can support weight management because, of course, you are moving, expending calories. I think it's fantastic. I just bought mine for $20 off Facebook Marketplace. So if you're in the search for a rebounder, that's what I would suggest, unless you just want to buy a new one. All right. Looking into red light therapy, is there a device you'd suggest? So this is really not my forte. I know just from social media, a few wellness influencers that I follow, and of course, you have to take everything you read on social media with a grain of salt because it's not always the truth. But like cheap $50, $100 light panels or like face masks, those are probably not having the same impact as something that is reputable from a company that just sells red light panels or red light masks. I hope that makes sense. I have like red bulbs that I put on at night just to mimic, the orange glow, help my circadian rhythm. I did have a red light mask. My dog chewed the cord. It no longer works. I bought it off Amazon. I was one of those girls who was trying to save money and get a deal. And yeah, it's now in the garbage. But if you're going to buy a red light device, you're going to be spending money, hundreds of dollars for something that is actually useful and does what it's supposed to do. Now, if anybody else has knowledge on this stuff, I'm always open to hearing what you have to say, because I don't know it all. Last but not least, I feel really good in the morning, and by afternoon, I look 6 months pregnant. Is that normal? Not normal. It could mean a few things. It could mean, of course, that you have gut issues. It's not abnormal to see a little bit of bloating as the day goes, but if you start off with a flat tummy and then you look 6 months pregnant, that's not okay. It can be due to food combinations. Some people don't do well eating meat with fruit, because fruit will digest a lot faster than meat will, and it just causes fermentation, basically. Think of wine being made in your stomach. Is that fermentation? I don't know. I don't know why I thought about that. But bacteria can ferment, fruit can ferment, and it will then create a gas and bloat. As we get older, we do end up losing like motility, so like how quickly things move. We do typically lose like digestive juices. It's called HCl, hydrochloric acid. We do have it. Sounds terrible, right? But we need it in order to break down food. Sorry, I'm getting lots of text messages coming in here. So that's one thing too. It could be due if you're eating like really high carb meals. That can have an impact, just because carbs like pull in water, and that can also have you be a little bit more bloated. It can be hormones. If you are in your luteal phase of your cycle, so that's after ovulation, so before your period, it's basically the second part of your cycle, an increase in progesterone will actually impact digestion. Progesterone is a hormone that basically thickens up your endometrium, your uterus. Eesh. I should probably, but anyways, it prepares the body for implantation and thickens it up. And, there's other processes in your body that are reduced, digestion being one of them. It can be a food sensitivity. Like, there's so many things. But if you are dealing with bloating, meal hygiene is one thing that I would want you to focus on immediately. So meal hygiene, keeping water away from meals. Water can dilute stomach acid, which impacts digestion. At least 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after. If you can keep it to like 30 minutes before and after, ideal. You can take sips of water, but like big gulps of water to dilute your stomach acid, just probably not best. Avoid eating meat and fruit at the same time to see if that has an impact. Eating slowly. If you are like eating on the run, you're cleaning the dishes, you're eating in your car, I don't know, you're feeding your kids and washing your floor at the same time, that creates just a stress response in your body. And when we have a stress response going, digestion is not at the forefront of your brain. You're in fight or flight. You're not in rest and digest. They're completely two different areas of your nervous system. So I really suggest like eat sitting down without distractions. I know it's not an easy thing to do, but put your phone away, put the TV off, go outside, get some vitamin D. Of course, right now, take advantage of the beautiful weather. Try to eat in as calm a state as possible. Focus on your breath work. Like I think that I hear this often as busy women, moms, you know, I just don't have time for myself. I don't have time for self-care. Your meals, if we need to eat, like we need to eat ideally 3 times a day. If you can give yourself that 10 to 15 minutes of just like no distractions, of just like time to be with you and your thoughts and your food, and just like enjoy every bite and be grateful and think about where that food came, you know, really getting into that parasympathetic nervous system, big impact on your body's ability to digest food. So I just want to make sure, oh, and chew your food to like an applesauce consistency. And that's going to be easier to remember if you're not distracted. Another thing I like to do is like I put my utensil down between every bite. Not always, but I'm getting better at doing that. So I will leave it at that. If anybody else has tips, of course, let me know. And I hope you have a fabulous Thursday. See you next week.